Happy Tuesday. We're going to start today off with a little discussion in the chat. I'm going to send you a little question. It is, what is your favorite food? And then tell me about this food with 3 different adjectives. So remember, an adjective is a describing word. I just sent it in the chat. So right now we're going to be typing into the chat to practice our keyboarding skills and so we can communicate with each other. Okay, Miss Cambrick, just a reminder, we don't want to be eating during our meets, okay? Thank you so much. And remember, if you need
Miss
to, you
Hannah.
can have your water bottle ready.
Miss Hannah, have you ever gone to Kids Zone before? My family went to Kids Zone over the weekend.
Mrs. Shockley, thank you so much for telling me that. That's so fun. But I do want to remind you that we don't want to interrupt the teacher while we're trying to talk and do the lesson. But I'd love to talk to you about that later. That sounds so fun. And I do love Sky Zone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Cambrick, yes, you have a question? Thank you for raising your hand. It's not me, it's Sarky. Mr. Sarky, question?
What is our next lesson going to be about?
Well, we can talk about that in a little bit. Thank you for raising your hand, though.
Miss Dance, help me do this. I have no clue where I'm supposed to be.
I'm already starting to put it in the chat. My favorite food is pizza because it is delicious.
Miss Owens, we're going to remind each other that we don't want our parents to help us during their chats and our lessons. If you need help, I'm happy to help you.
But how do I get on the chat? Miss, I don't have any technical skills. Please help me.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go click up onto the button where you see it looks like a pop-up screen and you see what appears to be letters in it, and you click on it, and then you're going to enter in so you can put your responses into the chat.
Oh, Miss Hannah, can you see me? Can you see me, Miss Hannah?
Hi, Mr. Kent. I can see you. But remember, we don't need the camera right up in our face. You can put it on your desk, and then we'll be able to see all of you. Great. That's perfect. Thanks so much. So remember, we're answering the question in the chat. What's your favorite food? And tell me 3 adjectives about this food. Miss Cambrick, are you still there? I can't see you. Your screen's on, but I can't see you in the frame. Oh, now I see your elbow. Miss Cambrick, can you scoot yourself over so I can see your face in our camera? All the way, a little bit more. Great. Thank you so much. I just want to make sure that you're with us and that if you have any questions, I can answer them. Thanks, Mrs. Cambrick. Okay. So I'd like to call on somebody to share your answer. So if you didn't have a chance to get into the chat, that's okay, no worries. I'd like to call on, let's see, Mrs. Martin, I haven't heard from you yet. What's your favorite food? There's no right or wrong answers. That's okay, Mrs. Martin. Just whatever the first food that comes to mind. Now, we don't want to refuse to answer questions because we want to make sure that we're moving with the class and kind of keep it flowing. So whatever comes to mind, first food that comes to mind. And if you'd rather not speak about it, you can always put it in the chat if you don't want to talk right now.
I don't want to talk right now.
Okay, then how about you type it into the chat and that could be your way to participate for right now.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Okay, let's have another volunteer or somebody else share their answer who hasn't typed into the chat yet. I don't think I've heard from Mrs. Lowry. How about Mrs. Lowry? What is your favorite food and 3 adjectives about that?
I love anything Mexican food. So tacos, enchiladas, anything like that. It is warm and delicious and yummy.
Warm, delicious, and yummy, all for Mexican food. Those are great adjectives. Thank you so much for answering that question, Mrs. Lowry. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else in the chat? So far, I've got favorite food is pizza. I'll share my favorite food is Chinese food. I love it.
Turn down your computer. I can't hear the teacher.
Uh-oh.
Can you go somewhere else?
Uh-oh. Looks like we have got some siblings that are a little too close to each other, and it makes it a little hard for you all to hear and concentrate. So, Mrs. Lowry, Mrs. Salgado, it seems like maybe you two sisters should maybe separate, maybe try to go to another room in the house if you can. Sometimes it's a little tough to work so closely with siblings. I know sometimes me and my brothers got on each other's nerves too. I can only imagine how it is when you guys are trying to do your schoolwork. So maybe somebody needs to relocate.
It's very loud. I need to put my headphones on.
Oh, yeah. Mrs. Cambrick and Mrs. Owen, seems like you two are in kind of a loud environment. Maybe have to, you may have to relocate or put headphones in so it's not loud to everyone else if you can't relocate. And make sure your mic is off. Thanks, Mrs. Owens. Good job putting those headphones in and keeping the environment quiet for everyone else.
Miss Hannah, I don't have a pencil. I can't find my pencil. I don't have anything to write with. I gotta find it. It's not working.
Well, Mrs. Cambrick, right now that's okay, but we want to make sure that we're coming to our meets prepared. So for tomorrow and for your next meet, we want to make sure that you have all of your materials beforehand.
My dog, go inside, dog.
And Dr. Pettis, we want to try to limit our distractions. So try to stay away from our pets. And as much as we love them, we want to try not to go by our pets that might be a distraction, or anyone else or anything else like our toys or our stuffed animals, because we want to make sure that we're focusing on our schoolwork. Oh, uh-oh. Looks like we seem to have lost Mrs. Lowry. She looks like she's a little too comfy. Mrs. Lowry, let's try to not be in our bed, because I know when I'm in my bed, I just want to go to sleep, and then that makes me not focus on my work. So let's try to sit up and maybe be at a desk or a table, but not get too comfy cozy in our bed, okay?
I can still hear you. I'm still here.
I know, but after a while, you might kind of drift off and start to not pay attention, because our beds are really nice and cozy, and especially with the weather and being at home, we want to try to be as focused as we can, and it's kind of hard to do that when we're in our bed. Thanks, Mrs. Lowry. Great. Okay. Mrs. Salgado, you're sitting and setting a nice example for everybody, really focused and sitting in a way that's not going to be distracting to anyone or to yourself. And it looks like that you have separated yourself from your sibling. That seemed like it was a little distracting for you. So this is a great job and a great environment that you're in. Nice job. Thank you so much for setting a great example.
Miss Hannah, can you go over the directions again? I'm not sure what we're supposed to be doing.
I'm not sure who said that, because I think the camera was off. So we want to make sure when your camera is on when you're talking to your teacher, so your teacher knows exactly who's asking that question. So whoever asked that, could you please put your camera on and ask me that question again?
Okay. Can you go over the directions again? I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. Thanks for turning your camera on. In the chat, I sent you a question: what is your favorite food, and to describe it with 3 different adjectives. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just talking about it together as a group.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Miss Hannah,
Yes.
I just want to let you know I can't wait for you to call on me for an answer, because I am so ready. I don't know whether you can see my space is so organized. Everything is within reach. I'm just ready to go today.
Way to go, Mrs. Plant. Okay, if anyone has any questions, you can type those into the chat for me. If you have any questions and for some reason your microphone isn't working, or if it's a little loud in your environment and you don't want to unmute yourself, you can go ahead and put your question in the chat for me, and I can see that and get back to you right away. Miss Martin, tomorrow we're going to meet at the same time. Our start of class is 9:30. Mr. Starkey, we want to make sure that we're going to keep our questions relating to our lesson. So we're not going to talk about what we're going to do after school. Maybe at the end of the class, if we have some extra time, we can talk about some fun stuff like that. But we want to make sure we try to get through our lesson first.